Hello and welcome to my stamp studio and to another version of Hump Day Lunch Break Live. Hope you are enjoying your day. It is a very hot day here in southeastern Wisconsin. So I've decided to kind of stay indoors, hang out with my puppy dog because he's sick. And, but he's still going to have fun with his toys while I'm live. Today I decided to make a popsicle card because it is so warm. So I'm just going to get started here and launch everything so I can see it. If you're joining me today, say hello and let me know what you're doing for lunch today or what you're doing to beat the heat. And where do my comments go here? All right. Sorry, I'm just a little delayed here. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started on our card. So where did I put our card? Oh, here it is. So we're going to be using our Share Milkshake to create this fun bomb pop card. I don't know if you ever remember when you were a kid having those red, white, and blue popsicles during the summer, but I thought since it was so warm out today and I was hanging out indoors and thought a popsicle would really be good, this is what we're going to make. So I have craft note cards. Now this isn't craft. For some reason I have all my envelopes and not my craft note cards. So what I actually did here is I took a piece of crumb cake and I cut this to be 5 inches by 7 inches and then I scored it at 3.5. Now I am going to have all of this listed in a project sheet on my website. So give me a few minutes after the video so I can upload everything. So probably within an hour. You'll be able to print out a project sheet that gives you the measurements, the supplies I used, everything that you need to be able to make this project. Hello, Judy. Hello, Diane. I am actually going to run to the store right after this, and I'm going to make some walking tacos. So, does everyone know what a walking taco is? All right, I need a piece of Azure Afternoon that is 4 3/4 by 3.5. So, while I've been pretty organized today, I have not been organized enough to actually cut out all my cardstock ahead of time. So I said 3 3/4. All right, 4 3/4. So 4 3/4, and then 3 1/4. So, yeah. And then I have a couple of kits I need to make and get in the mail. So if you're expecting a kit from me, it will be mailed out probably by tomorrow so I can have everything all prepped up. I just got to coordinate everything. And like I said, since it's so hot out, I'm going to just really enjoy kind of the cool weather in my room. All right, and then I have a piece of basic white. This is 4 1/4 by 5.5, so just a quarter sheet. This is going to give me the room that I need for my stamping. So we're going to be stamping using our Azure Afternoon and Real Red. And again, the stamp set that we're going to be using is our Share Milkshake. Now, this was a stamp set that came out, last year sometime, earlier this year, I'm sorry, like around January or something. But I love this stamp set. I really have a lot of fun with it, and I really wanted to still use it. I like to be able to show, you know, some of the other stamp sets that I've presented over the year, and I like to reuse them, kind of give you a fresh new look on them. So salad for lunch today. Right, it is too hot for anything else. In fact, I think I may have to go get a popsicle later. For some reason, I have a sore throat. I don't know what it is, but yeah. All right, so I'm also, so excuse me if I'm having to cough quite a bit. Yeah, I don't know how I got a sore throat. Could just be my allergies. All right, so I'm using a decorative circle punch as well. So I'm going to pop that in here. All right. And I'm just going to put that away right away. So it's one less thing for me to put away later. And now we're going to just bring in our scrap piece of paper, which I have right here. All right. And I'm going to take my Azure Afternoon cardstock here, and I'm going to take my Azure Afternoon stamp pad. Azure, I don't know if it's Azure or Azure, whatever. I don't know. I'm going to take the word celebrate from our stamp set here, and, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that all over just randomly on this card front. I'm not trying to go in any particular order, direction. I'm just kind of filling it up a little bit. Just to give my card a little bit of a background. When I first did it, it was pretty plain. I didn't really like how that turned out. So, here we go. And I think one more down here. All right. Now, let's get our little chamois here and get this cleaned off. Oh, my chamois is not too damp here. All right. Should have checked that out before I started. All right. Oh, that's okay. We'll just clean it that way. All right. Next, I am going to grab my white here. I'm going to put this off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and grab this part of my stamp. So that is like the second layer to make the milkshake glass. I want to do it this way. Now, I will show you an alternative way to make a popsicle after I'm done with this one. So let's go ahead and grab a block here. And I'm going to stamp 2 in the azure. So, oops, don't want that underneath. 1. Oh, you know what? I need my little mat underneath. Where did I put that? So when I'm stamping with photopolymer sets, I like to have a little cushion underneath where I'm stamping. It just will give me a better layer of my stamp there. So we're just going to flip that over. And I can do 1. There we go. 2. All right, we'll clean that off. And then we're going to stamp 1 in real red. Close this up for right now before I get my hand in there. All right, and then our third one. There we go. And notice I kind of stamped a little bit closer down to the edge of the paper. It just makes trimming these out a little easier. All right, now the next thing I want to do is there is this straw in the stamp set, so I'm going to be using this solid straw. Funny thing to share with you, every once in a while you hear me talk about those tiny little dies and how they escape and run amok in my stamp room. I lost this back in February. I just found it today, and it was in my little filing tote of where I keep all my scraps. I should have known to look there because every time I've lost something, it's been in that tote. It like bounces off the table and it's attracted to that tote. But I was really bummed that I lost that. And now I found it. So I'm very happy. So another reason to use it. All right. But I'm not going to be using the die cuts today. So I'm using crumb cake right now just to stamp my popsicle sticks is what I'm going to use those for instead of a straw. And the only other thing I have to stamp is I do have a scrap piece of 1 inch. Well, I thought I had a scrap piece of 1 inch. Half inch strip of basic white. Okay, I can't find it, so let's see. Oh, here it is. All right, so just a little scrap. I'm going to come back in with the word celebrate again, and I'm going to stamp that in red. So I'm just going to stamp that right here, just like that. Something a little fun. Get that one cleaned. All right, now let's go ahead and fussy cut these out. So you can kind of see where I'm going. Here's my card, my finished card over here with this. Let's get this cut out. And when I'm trimming this, I am leaving a little bit of white, but I'm making sure I'm getting that extra line kind of cut out there. I don't want that line in there. So I'm just going to cut all the way across here. It just makes it easier for me to cut. And I'm just going to cut out all 3 popsicles here. And I'm getting kind of close to the design, but I am leaving a little bit of white showing there. Depends on how fast I'm cutting. Will depend on how much white I have. I found when I cut fast, I tend to cut very sloppy. So I do take my time when I'm fussy cutting. And actually, you know, I used to hate fussy cutting, but I don't know. The more I do it, the less I hate it. It's something you get used to. But because there's so many times I don't feel like digging out my dies. You know, that's really what it comes down to. It's just my laziness. All right. So I didn't stamp really well down there. So I'm just going to cut that little piece off. There we go. So I've got the 3 pieces here. Let's get out all of this stuff out of the way here, so you can see what I have. There we go. All right, and I've got my background stamped. I do need to trim this a little bit, so I'm just going to trim and trim. Doesn't matter what your width is there. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of my Azure Afternoon ribbon. Now, this ribbon comes in a 3-pack. It's sheer ribbon. It comes in Lemon Lolly, Bubble Bath, and Azure, whatever. I'm going to say it wrong all day, so, okay. Yes, I have fruit popsicles in my fridge, like natural fruit popsicles. I always keep in there, in my freezer, I should say. So I have pineapple, and I think I have raspberry and grape. And now that I have grandchildren, I can say I do that because I have grandchildren, but no, I eat popsicles all the time. Even in the winter. You know, whenever I get a sore throat, I'm a little baby and I want a popsicle. So, yeah, when it comes to sore throats and earaches, I'm kind of a baby. I'll admit, I'm a whiner. All right, so I just wrapped a little knot around there. And I'm going to go ahead, because I am using a note card, okay? These tend not to give me a lot of room in this envelope, so I don't like to have too high of layers of dimensionals. So I'm only going to put 1 layer of dimensionals on. Normally, if I was doing a regular card, I would pop this up as well, but we're not going to do that here. We're just going to just put some adhesive on as soon as I find my adhesive. So I've got some seal here. I'm just going to run that across there. Really nice and quick. Take my crumb cake base. Set that right on, just like that. The other part is this ribbon lays nice and flat, so it's really easy to work with on here. And now we'll go ahead and add our basic white decorative circle to the front here. All right, now, what did I do with the... I forgot to cut these out. Hopefully that's why I got these cut out. It's important to have your popsicle sticks. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I almost forgot them. I mean, really. Because, you know, can you imagine trying to eat a popsicle without a stick? Just saying, messy. So yesterday, took my other granddaughter to the festivities after the parade. And it was warm, it wasn't hot. But she was playing in the playground, and so I thought, oh, it'd be nice to have an ice cream afterwards. It is that time of year where ice cream runs in abundance. Yeah, I should remember that children get messy with ice cream. Okay, so I'm just going to take my glue dots now and just put it one right on the middle, kind of the middle bottom. That is going to help me adhere my stick, my popsicle stick. All right. Now, leftovers, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna, oopsie. I really feel the need for a walking taco. I'm really disappointed that our city used to have like a big kind of, I don't know, it wasn't like a festival, but a big gathering at the end of the parade route, and they don't have it anymore. I was just so kind of devastated because I was really excited to take Zoe to that yesterday, and they didn't have it. I'm really bummed out. Because I was telling her all about it and telling her about walking tacos and ice cream and ice cream sandwiches and all the kids things and games and the vendors that sell the, the little snaps that you throw on the ground. I was all excited to spoil her and everything, and there were none. There were none. I was really disappointed. Okay, well, my popsicle stick is crooked. That's all right. We'll deal with that. So I'm going to adhere my 2 blue ones right to my front there. So I'm just going to grab my adhesive and we'll just put that down. I'm not really worried about the sticks. All right. Put them at a slight angle here. Excuse me. All right. And I kind of put them at different heights. It doesn't have to be exact. Now on this one here, I am going to take my dimensionals. So go ahead. Doesn't matter if you use regular dimensionals or mini, whatever you have. And on this, I might actually just put a little strip there, just for the fact that I feel like it might look wonky if I don't. All right, so I just cut a little piece from my dimensional sheet. Now, if you have dimensional foam strips, just know that those foam strips are a little bit higher than a regular dimensional. So, if you're mixing and matching, just letting you know. All right, so I'm going to tuck this one kind of underneath. So it's a little lower. I have my little Celebrate here, and we're going to take 2 dimensionals, and I want to make sure I'm adding them on the outside. In fact, I'm going to grab the small ones here. And I want them on the outside, not in the middle, because this is going to go over this popped up one. And I don't need to have a dimensional there. All right. So here we go. Just like that. You can put it up a little higher. In fact, I think a little higher would be. There we go. I like that better. All right. Now to finish off the card, I'm going to grab the classic matte dots. These come in white, vanilla, gray, and black. As you can see, I get them everywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to grab white ones here and make sure I'm grabbing white. I used most of my vanilla ones up, but here, 1, 2, and we'll grab one more and put it down here. Okay, you could put them on the Popsicle, whatever you so desire. But that is today's card. I hope you enjoyed chilling with me today, and I will have a link to all the supplies listed in today's video. Quick thing to share. The So Refreshing class of the month is our class to go, uses this sheer ribbon. So you get that pack of sheer ribbon in the class. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of what the class looks like. I don't have everything because I don't know what I did with my box. Oh, here it is. We're making a little treat box. I'm just showing you a quick peek. So, and this is using our So Refreshing stamp set. But you can see how I've used that ribbon in every one of the projects. So if you like that ribbon pack, that trio pack, think about the So Refreshing class to go. You have to be on my email list to get that link. If you'd like, I'll put a link to my email subscription in the video description, as well as in the comments. I will be sending out that class sign up today, and I'll be also sending it out again next week, so you'll be able to get that notice. And yeah, so join me tomorrow night for Stampin' Fun and More at 6:44 here on Facebook, and I'll copy that up to YouTube. I believe it is our next week and our birthday series class, so we'll be having some fun. All right, until then, take care, have a wonderful day, and try to stay cool. Bye.